Assalamualaikum student. Today we discuss the topic that is analog signal. First we discuss what is signal. Signal is a way of communication. It represents some information. So we can write here what is a signal. Signal is a way of communication. It represents some information. Now we discuss what is the analog signal. Now we discuss what is the analog signal. Analog signal are continuous waveform that vary continuously. Our analog signal is represented by sine wave. This is the sine wave that is represented the analog signal. If we take time in x-axis and voltage in y-axis, we say that voltage is varying with time. Now we can write here analog signal use continuous range of value to represent information. If we talk about the example of analog signal, human voice that is vary with time that have not fixed value that come in the analog signal. Number 2 we take the temperature. Third number we take the sound, etc. That all example come in the analog signal that is vary with time that have not fixed value. Now we discuss what is the digital signal. Digital signal is basically it represent information in two discrete values that is between 0 and 1. So we write the definitions. In definition we write digital signal are discrete waveform that have only two possible value at any given moment. Digital signal use two discrete value to represent information that is 0 and digital signal is represented by square wave. Digital signal is represented by square wave. These are digital signal that give the information between the two values. Here the 0 and this is 1. So it gives the information about between the two values 0 and 1. 0 mean off and 1 mean on. If we represent time in x-axis and voltage in y-axis, so that give the value between 0 and 1. So here we can write digital signal use continuous or discontinuous discrete value to represent information. If we discuss about the example of digital signal, they use in digital phone, computer, and third in electronic devices, etc. Assalamualaikum student. Today we discuss the difference between analog and digital electronics. In digital electronics or analog electronics, which circuit we use in this topic we discuss. In analog electronics, in which circuit is we use, that is resistor, capacitor, insulator, diode, that are the analog electronics. So here we write most of the basic electrical components like resistors, capacitors, inductor, diode are all analog circuit which are used in analog electronics. Now we discuss the which circuit are used in digital electronics. Digital system are commonly used in communication system where digital transmission transfer data over point to point or point to multiple point transmission channel such as copper wire, optical fiber, transistor, and logic gates. Assalamualaikum student. Today we discuss the topic that is the difference between ADC and DAC converter. First we discuss the ADC converter. ADC converter is basically the analog to digital converter which convert the analog signal to digital signal. Here we use the device that is the ADC. ADC is a device which convert the analog signal to digital signal. When we give the analog signal here, the input of the ADC device, it gives the output. ADC in output, we give the digital signal when we give the input in analog signal. Now we discuss the device DAC converter. DAC converter basically convert the digital signal to analog. Is digital to analog converter. In DAC converter, we use the digital signal give to the input to the DAC converter. DAC converter which convert this digital signal into analog signal. Analog signal which give the output of the DAC converter.